of November. Butch Shepard here with you along with Bob Morgan. It is now time for the world-famous Butch and Bob Show, brought to you by Mike Bridge Ford in Blackshear, by Jessup Premium Stores located out here on the Waycross Highway. Also brought to you by Republic Services and Murphy Builder Supply, located on Northeast Broad Street in downtown Jessup, just down from the big red caboose. And we got a guest this morning. Before we begin with that, let me just say a word here or two to Bob. Bob, in your local news this morning, you were talking about there's just all kinds of stuff going on here in Jessup and Wayne County for Christmas this week, right?
Yeah, a lot going on this week.
A lot of stuff going on this week. And, of course, the big thing is the parade, 7 o'clock on Saturday night through downtown Jessup. And then, of course, you got the following week, the following Saturday, with the Scriven Christmas Parade. And if Bob and I have time in just a little bit, we'll go into some of the information on all the Christmas activities going on here in Jessup and Scriven and Wayne County.
And one thing I want everybody to know, the lighting of the trees this Thursday. You know, it all kicks off this Thursday night.
This Thursday night?
Thursday night, lighting of the tree at 6. The live nativity at 6:30. Santa's going to be in downtown from 7 to 8:30 this Thursday. So it all kicks off this Thursday.
Okay, lighting the tree. And, of course, the tree is still at the old chamber lawn. Some new folks have purchased the old chamber building, but the lawn and the sign are still the Chamber of Commerce's. And so they will have the lighting of the tree right there where it's always been there on Cherry Street at the railroad tracks. And what time is that lighting again, Bob?
6 p.m.
6 p.m. And they usually have the entertainment there with folks singing Christmas carols and that kind of good stuff, and the lighting of the tree. And do we know who's going to throw the switch this year?
I have not heard.
I've heard they're going to throw the switch and fire that thing up. All right, we'll find out. In the studio with us this morning on the world-famous Butch and Bob Show here on WIFO 105.5 FM in Jessup is Jim Poindexter. Good morning, Jim.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving weekend, so I know I did. I was with some really good friends and their families this year, and it was really great.
Good. You wear as all us guys have. We have those belts that have the expandable lighting on the inside there around the waist. Do you have that?
Yeah. Actually, I did my shopping on Friday and Saturday for a larger waist size in my pants. Thank goodness for Black Friday sales.
You know, I have my 38 pants. I've got my 38 expandable pants. I have 36 pants and 36 expandable pants. So, you know, I'm ready for all that in there just in case where I'm at the time. All right, Jim, you requested time here to be on the Butch and Bob Show. You're a regular guest on here because you volunteer for so many things, and plus you work with hospice. Tell us what's going on and the reason you're in here this morning.
Well, I'm here to talk a little bit about hospice.
Okay.
Hospice of South Georgia, as most people have heard, is we're still the only nonprofit hospice agency in Wayne County. We're
a nonprofit radio station. We didn't mean to be that way. It just turned out that way.
Yeah,
but you meant to be nonprofit at hospice, right? You started out that way, and you're still that way. Okay.
Incorporated ourselves. Back in 1999.
Maybe I didn't incorporate myself that way. All right.
But we've been around here since 1999. And working in the community and for the community, and most people know what hospice is and what hospice does. The biggest thing that we have to overcome with people is people think they have to wait until the last minute to call in hospice. And that's not true. Once an individual is diagnosed with a terminal diagnosis and medication or treatment is no longer a viable option, then hospice can come in. We've had patients to be under hospice care for several years.
Okay.
And the good thing about bringing hospice in at those earlier stages is the staff can go in and assist the family, not just the patient, but assist the family in doing so many things. Our nurses go in and check on them on a regular basis, and our CNAs can come in as often as the family wants them to come in. You know, like when Mom was in hospice care, they came in every day to help out. You know, help out with getting her bathed and dressed, and they would be there. And Mom looked forward to that visit from all of the folks. And when you talk about hospice, you can't do just what hospice is and what hospice does. You've got to talk about the people.
Right. And hospice is a situation where the doctor has said that this person has got a terminally ill sickness that they could die anywhere from a week to 6 months,
6
right?
months. Yes,
right.
That's correct.
Okay.
And but like I said, again, it's at the end of that 6 month period, the doctor does another evaluation.
Right.
And so at that point, if they are still, you know, because doctors can't put a timeline on your.
No, that's the reason why they say they practice medicine, because there's no exact.
That's true.
In there, there's a lot of things.
So the reevaluation begins the time period all over again. And like I said, Mom was under there for 8 months and under hospice care, and many people are in hospice care for a year, 2 years, some even longer than that. 3
years. You just never can tell how the body's going to heal.
Right.
Right.
And then of course it's and we've had patients that we've had to discharge because they got better.
That's great.
And they were no longer eligible for hospice, and they went on to live their life and to its fullest. And that's one of the goals of hospice, is to help the family and the patient to live their lives as fully as possible during that time period. You know, and it's the people. The staff are so good with helping out not just the patient, but the families as well.
Yeah, that can be a real big burden on a family, because, you know, some elderly folks, or they don't even have to be elderly. I've heard people in the 40s and the 50s that's been under hospice care don't have family in town, or maybe just one member or something like that. So you need that help from hospice to come there and take care of the needs of that family member.
Yes, that's correct. And it's really, like I said, when you talk about hospice, you have to talk about the staff, and because those folks get up every morning with one goal in mind, and that's to help.
Right.
And that's tremendous. And they go out and they do a tremendous job day in and day out, night, day, weekends. You know, whatever
all the
it calls
time.
for.
Right.
And that takes a special person.
It does take a very special person to have that giving type of heart and attitude to say that my goal in life is to help people, and especially in their time of really need during that time when they need hospice care.
Right. And one of the things that we started back in 4 or 5 years ago was we started a memorial garden there at our office on Sunset Boulevard. And we have engraved bricks that people can purchase in memory or in honor of a family member, and it's engraved and then placed into the memorial wall that's out there. There is a fountain on the walk itself, and which was donated by the Jessup High School class of 1957, and there have been trees that have been planted in memory or in honor of someone out there in the area. So it's been really nice. And this year, for our annual Christmas tree lighting, we're going to have the Christmas tree lighting at the Memorial Garden there at Hospice, South Georgia.
Okay, so you're going to have your own Christmas tree lighting there at Hospice on Sunset Boulevard across from Bill Morris Park.
Right. Now, we've done this the last 2 or 3 years, and so we want to invite everybody to come out. The date is Thursday, December the 14th. It'll be at 5:30 p.m., and again, it'll be there at our office, 1625 Sunset Boulevard. We have cards that they can fill out. The tree will be decorated, but the cards will be able to be filled out for families can put the name of a family member or a friend in memory of or in honor of that person. and these will be hung by a light on the Christmas tree.
Okay, so that's in either a memory or honor of someone.
Yes. And
does it have to be somebody that is under hospice care or has been under hospice care? It could be anybody they want to honor or memory of.
No matter where they live or in, or whether they were under hospice care or not.
Right, just anybody.
This is it's called our Tree of Life.
Okay.
And I've always been told that a person dies twice. That once was their physical death, and then the second time they die is when nobody remembers them. And so this is a way to keep the memories in place with our memorial garden, our Tree of Life, and to honor those family members that have passed on, or it can be in honor of someone that's still living. So
is not necessarily sick. Or
not necessarily sick.
Just honor them.
Just to honor them.
Okay.
So there is no charge.
No charge for the card?
No charge for the card. No charge for admission.
Or placement or anything like that. Just something special that hospice is doing.
Right. And like I said, anyone can participate. It's going to be a great evening. We've got some people from that'll be coming in. There will be Christmas carols. Actually, I believe some of our nursing assistants are putting together a little group to sing some Christmas carols out there. There'll be a little short program, and you do not have to. We would like for you to come by and fill out the card ahead of time. You can stop by the office or call the office at 588-0080 and fill out the card ahead of time. And then, but if not, we will have the cards available for you when you stop by on the 14th. You can fill it out then, and you can hang the card on the tree yourself.
And it's going to be hung on a light. Is
on
that right?
A light.
Okay, it's 588 what now?
588-0080.
80, and that's Hospice of South Georgia on Sunset Boulevard across from Bill Barnes Park.
Yep.
And once again, the date for this Christmas tree lighting ceremony at Hospice is?
It'll be Thursday, December 14th.
Okay.
At 5:30.
At 5:30.
Yes.
Which is right at dark. Okay.
Yes. And we're hoping there'll be some light refreshments served afterwards. It may be a little cool, and so we may have some coffee or hot chocolate or something like that.
You gotta have that coffee and hot chocolate, right?
But there'll be light refreshments served following the program.
Okay, so you're gonna have some singing, and you're gonna have a short program. You're gonna have the lighting of the Christmas tree and the placement of the cards on there, and then the lighting of the Christmas tree. Right?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay.
And it should be a lot of fun. Should have hopefully we'll have a lot of people out there, and it'll be a good time to reflect and remember those family members that have passed on, and
or just honoring family members now that may not be sick at all. You just want to honor them.
That's correct.
Okay, and it's just something great that hospice does, because you're right about that. About when people die, that you die physically, and then by the time that you get to the third generation after that, your kids know you, your grandkids know you, but by the time they get to the great grandkids, some of them may barely know you, but as a young child. But after that, it's you don't, unless you go like the Ancestry.com, or you're a family that keeps a Bible with all the history of the family, you really forget.
You do. And this is a good way to help remember. Like I said, this is our I believe this is our third year doing this.
Okay.
And so it's really a great a great way to memorialize.
Okay, once again, this is all free, no charge for this at all. It's not a fundraiser or anything. It's all free, and you can call Hospice here in Jessup, Hospice of South Georgia on Sunset Boulevard at 588-0080 to ask any more information about it, or to go ahead and have a card filled out.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. Sounds good. What else?
That's about it for today.
Is that it? Is that all you got?
Well, I could go on, but
you could go on. Well, you'll always do. We'd love to hear from you. What's going on with the VFW? Anything right now after Veterans Day?
Well, yeah, we have several things coming up. We have, of course, December 7th is Pearl Harbor Day, and there will be a service at the VFW that morning in front of the flagpole there at the VFW. Invite everybody to come out.
What time will that be on December 7th?
The program will start somewhere around 8:45, 9 o'clock. So if you can get there a few minutes early, it'll be great.
Okay.
And, it's a very short little service, and the flag will be lowered to half staff and at that time. And
December 7th at the Jessup VFW behind the Farmers Market, a memorial service for the Pearl Harbor Day, and y'all start at 8:30, right?
Right.
Okay.
And we have coming up on the 10th of December, we'll all be headed up to the hospital in Dublin, the Veterans Hospital in Dublin, for the annual Christmas wrap. And that's
Now, what's a Christmas wrap?
well, the VFW provides, and of course this is from money that we've raised through the year and things like that, but we provide gifts for the patients there in the VA hospital.
Okay. All right.
And it's not only the hospital there in Dublin, but veterans, the VFW does this with all of the hospitals in various areas.
Okay.
The ones that are centered around those areas. The American Legion does that also.
Okay.
So we all go up there, all of the veterans organizations go up there. We even have ROTC units from some of the schools get together and come up. And everybody brings something a little different. Anything from socks to underwear to toiletries to clothing, nice flannel shirts.
Right.
All types of things.
I bet the patients there at the VFW hospital in Dublin really enjoy that day.
They really do. And the folks that go up there to participate in this from veterans organizations, they love it as well.
You always seem to get more enjoyment out of giving than you do receiving in many situations.
And the big auditorium is set up in such a way that those patients that are ambulatory can come down and walk around, and they get their basket, and and they go to each station, and then representatives from the different organizations that go and help fill their basket.
Who all goes with you from the Jessup VFW?
Yeah, well, let's see. I'm not sure who all is going this year,
but it's VFW members, right?
But it's VFW members.
Okay.
And normally it's Dan Jenkins, our post commander, and his wife, who is Jennifer, who is the president of the auxiliary. And
which I'm a member of.
Yeah. And then we have Roger and Susan Simmons that go up. Roger's our quartermaster, and Susan is the Treasury Secretary for the auxiliary.
Okay.
I try to go.
Okay.
And then other people that just want to go.
And that's on what date again?
That's on December the 10th.
December the 10th.
Yeah.
Y'all also got a raffle coming up soon, don't you?
That's December the 15th.
December 15th.
It's the Smoker Grill.
Not a raffle for that smoker that's built right down the road here in Nahum, is that right?
Yes.
They make smokers that are sold all over the country and famous for it.
Yeah,
and they are very, very good smokers.
Yeah, they're one of the top manufacturers of smoker grills in the nation. And,
yeah, let me take a look at your brochure on that right there. So the Jessup VFW raffle, it's a Lane Smoker Cooker Model 48 individual family smoker, but it's the kind that you pull behind a vehicle. Right. It's on a trailer. It's a smoker grill. The drawing will be on December 15th. You do not need to be present to win. Proceeds from the tickets. Sales benefit the Jessup VFW Post 4583 Building Fund. The new construction is coming along well there behind the VFW there for the new bathrooms and other things. Tickets are just $10 each and are available at the Jessup VFW behind the Farmers Market and at Murphy Builder Supply on Northeast Barnes Street.
And at Harris Ace Hardware.
And at Harris Ace Hardware.
Yes.
So both hardware stores. and the VFW tickets are just $10 each. And let me tell you, folks, that is one awesome smoker that I'm looking at there on that picture.
It is a $3,000 value.
$3,000 value. I'm going to hold it up to the camera there just real briefly there. We do, you can go to bigdogcountry.com, bigdogcountry.com, click on the Butch and Bob Show, and it's streamed live with audio and video. And then sometime during the day, Jonathan will podcast that down on our B&B show, and you can look at podcasts of former Butch and Bob shows for the last couple of weeks.
Yeah. And that drawing, again, is going to be on the 15th. I would love to win this, but we've got to find somebody that didn't buy a ticket to do the drawing for us.
That's right. So they do that. And if you would just get that news information to Bob about the Christmas tree lighting ceremony, so he can begin that, in several days, starting next week or something like that. After this, because we got the Scriven Christmas parade coming up. This coming, not this weekend, but the following weekend, just the Christmas parade, and then the following weekend will be the Scriven Christmas parade.
And one other thing I want to mention that veterans program is called Wreaths Across America.
How do you spell it? Wreaths?
Wreaths. W-R-Wreaths.
Okay, Wreaths. Okay.
Across America. And all the veteran cemeteries, as a matter of fact, it's not just veteran cemeteries. It's cemeteries where veterans are buried, but primarily at the veteran cemeteries.
Like the one up
like
there just outside Glenville.
Yes. And veterans organizations and people all over the country purchase these wreaths to be placed on the graves. And so that is on December the 16th. And if you would like to go up there for that service, it is a tremendous service. And then they have a short service, and then afterwards they just have piles and piles of wreaths, and then the members go out and actually can take the wreaths and place them on a grave.
Place them on a grave. What day is that again?
That's on December the 16th.
Okay.
And that starts at noon.
Okay. All right. Well, we expect you to be back to talk about some more of these items coming up in December. Mm-hmm. Well, I guess that's about it.
That's it.
All right, Jim, we do appreciate you coming in. And like I said, just provide us with that information. We'll get it on the local news and public service announcements and let folks know what's going on with Hospice in South Georgia on Sunset Boulevard and with the Jessup VFW.
Okay, remember December the 14th, Thursday night, 5:30 p.m., the Christmas tree lighting. Tree of Life at the Hospice of South Georgia on Sunset Boulevard.
Okay. Well, Jim, you have a most wonderful day.
Thank you.
Glad you came in. All right. Big Dog Country Radio, WIFO 105.5 FM in Jessup. Bob and I will continue on with the show this morning here because we've got about 7 more minutes. We do want to let you know it's going to be variable cloudiness today. We'll have some sun, we'll have some clouds, that kind of stuff. High near 70 with a 30% chance of afternoon showers. High of 76 tomorrow and mostly sunny. Just gorgeous weather, Bob. Just loving it.
Yeah, can't beat it for this time of year. Yeah, I'm sure we're going to get a cold snap shortly before the holidays. So
yeah,
I'm sure the cold weather's on its way. But there's a lot going on this week, especially in downtown Jessup. Began the live nativity. It's underway this Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So again, a lot of work's been put into that. Every year it's just a great event. If you've never been to the live nativity, highly recommended.
It is something else. Yeah. Omaha Baptist Church does a fantastic job with that live nativity.
But it all kicks off this Thursday at 6 o'clock. Again, the lighting of the tree annual event at the Chamber Lawn, then followed by the live nativity Thursday night 6:30. Also, Santa's going to be in downtown this coming Thursday for kids from 7 to 8:30 p.m. So again, that's taking place Thursday, then Friday and Saturday in downtown Jessup. Visit with Santa on Friday from 5 to 7. Live nativity again underway Friday at 6:30. Then Saturday they have the race, the 5K race is called, with the purpose that gets underway at 8 a.m. at the fountain. And then visit with Santa before the parade at 5 to 6:15. Then of course the parade Saturday at 7 p.m. in downtown Jessup. Again, still time to get an entry in. I think tomorrow is the deadline. After tomorrow, you cannot get an entry into the parade. So if you're not gotten your entry into the parade, you have today and tomorrow to do that.
Okay,
And
today and tomorrow get that entry.
after tomorrow, they cannot accept any more entries because they get lined up and everything like that. So
I was talking to a retailer yesterday in downtown Jessup, and he was still deciding whether he was going to put an entry into the parade or not. He wants to, but it's just a matter of, the work that has to be done between now and Saturday.
and the incentive, of course, is the best overall entry is getting a $500 cash prize, something that's new this year from the chamber. So,
Right.
And they've got all kinds of different awards. The Mrs. Claus Award goes for the best use of theme, the Rudolph Award for best use of lights, Elf Award for most creativity, originality, the Frosty Award for most entertaining, the Santa Award for best overall, and again, that Santa Award for best overall receives a $500 cash prize. So, going to be a big event, always is, but again, they need all the entries in by 12 noon tomorrow, November 29th. Entries will not be accepted after the deadline. So again, you have today, all day today, all the way up to 12 noon tomorrow to call
12 noon tomorrow.
12 noon tomorrow.
Not 5 p.m., but 12 noon tomorrow is when it'll be cut off on the parade, because they got to get it all organized and everything. And we would like to say that the premier sponsor this year for the Wayne County Chamber of Commerce Christmas Parade is Kitchen Tuna, located in your Sears hometown store on South 1st Street in Jessup in the Harvey Shopping Center.
Right. And the gold sponsors are Rainier Advanced Materials and the Wayne County Industrial Development Authority. Main stage sponsor is Connor Law Group. First Street stage sponsor is the Jones Medical Equipment. Silver sponsors are Wayne Obstetrics and Gynecology and Chemours.
It's just fantastic. You hear about all the different things that are done here in town. When we had the folks in from the Bennett Union Missionary Baptist Church yesterday, they were talking about the different merchants in town that has given them items to be auctioned off from their silent auction on the red carpet event. You've got these sponsors that are helping make the Christmas parade possible. These local businesses here in town step forward with either time, money, or service to be able to help out these community projects. And so that's the reason we really encourage you that when you go shopping here in Wayne County, go to your locally owned and operated stores first. They're the ones that put back into the community. So many places come into communities and then and the money goes to the corporation itself. But when you're purchasing here from these locally owned and operated businesses, you're putting money right back into the community. And they say that $1 that you spend here locally at a local business turns over 3 times in the community. So that's the reason why I try to do all my shopping at locally owned and operated stores, including buying my groceries at Jessup Piggly Wiggly. Somebody just texted in here, Bob. Remember, you can always text us with comments and questions here at Big Dog Country Radio at our regular business and studio line at 912-427-3711. 427-3711 is text enabled. And someone texted in, Bob, ask Bob what makes Clemson and Oklahoma's loss better than Georgia and Alabama's. I don't know what that means by that. You know what they mean by that, Bob? Ask Bob what makes Clemson and Oklahoma's loss better than Georgia and Alabama's. Or maybe for Georgia. I don't know. Do you have any answer to that?
Clemson's loss was earlier to Syracuse. The big story is they lost their quarterback during that game. You got to see that game. Didn't have anything to their defense, but we talked about it yesterday. It all depends on when you lose. That's what Alabama's
I know. That's the thing about it.
Alabama's been number 1 all year long. They lose to Auburn, who's in the Final Four, and they're going to be out of the playoff picture. So that's why everybody thinks they need to expand the playoffs. But
it's got to go to 8 eventually.
There's no chaos. If Wisconsin wins the Big Ten title game, the Final Four is set. Wisconsin's going to be in. The winner of the SEC title game's in. The winner of the ACC title game's in. The winner of the Big 12 title game's in.
It's just more likely to be Oklahoma.
Right. But if Oklahoma loses or if Ohio State beats Wisconsin, then it's going to be chaos because Alabama, Nick Saban said in his press conference after he lost the game.
Yeah,
we deserve to be in.
Yeah, we've been number 1 all year long. We have 1 loss to the hottest team in the nation right now, Ohio State. And this is what I was listening to our AM station, folks, Wayne County's Heritage radio station, WLOP, Fox Sports Radio, 1370 AM, The Buzz, WLOP. Sports talk all the time. Love listening to Dan Patrick and Jim Rung, Rich Eisen, and Chuck Oliver and all them. Was saying that Ohio State's loss to, I think it was Iowa, was so bad. I mean, they got whipped up on that could keep them out if they lose. If they lose, of course they definitely will be in. But if they win, the Big Ten, they might not be in. Alabama may go in because of them having that one loss, and Ohio State having that just huge loss to Iowa.
You know, it's fun to watch them debate it because, you know, who did Alabama beat? They beat LSU.
LSU, and that's the about as they said, he didn't beat anybody really good.
But what hurt Alabama is FSU. You know, that first game of the year when FSU and Alabama played, they were both ranked 1 and 2. FSU's quarterback goes out for the season, and FSU's season is just derailed because they lost their starting quarterback.
Right.
FSU's quarterback plays all year long. Alabama resumes looks a lot better because FSU has a winning record. But it's fun to watch them debate it. But it's going to, you know, Georgia could yell and scream, you know, we only lost to Auburn.
Yeah.
If we lose again, we only lost to Auburn again. Auburn's one of the best teams in the country. We only lost to the best team in the country. We're not one of the best teams.
I don't think we'll get in if we lose to Auburn again. Only way we're getting in is winning the SEC.
You can argue it, though.
Yeah, you can argue it.
I mean, if Auburn's the best team in the country and we lost to Auburn twice, yeah, we're not one of the best 4 teams in the country. I mean, there's arguments you can argue
all day long. They have gotten expanded to 8. Every person that I hear, from Dan Patrick to Rich Eisen to Chuck Oliver, say that 8's that magical number.
Common sense, because you got 5 division championships and 3 at-large teams. I mean, it's just simple math.
It's just math. Yeah.
Then you eliminate all the debate.
Yeah.
You know, if you win your conference championships, you're going to the playoffs.
Right. Well, Bob, we're out of time. We can talk about this later on.
For the Final Four show tonight, it's going to be fun to see who's 1, 2, 3, and 4.
All right, Bob, have a good day. World famous Butch and Bob show brought to you by Murphy Builder Supply, located on Northeast Broad Street in downtown Jessup, just down from the Big Red Caboose. By